All right, good afternoon. Again, thank you for joining today's webinar, Supercharge Your Business Growth and Savings with PSEG Long Island's exclusive programs. PSEG Long Island has been a valued partner with the Herald on the Long Island Choice Awards, and programs like that are just not possible without partners like PSEG Long Island, so thank you. I'm Maureen Fitzgerald from the Long Island Herald and will be your host and moderator for this session today. We're thrilled to have you join us as we explore valuable opportunities designed to help Long Island businesses save money, increase efficiency, and fuel growth. If you're a business owner looking for ways to reduce costs while upgrading your facilities, this is the session for you. Today, you'll learn how to maximize savings with PSEG Long Island's commercial rebate program, including lighting, HVAC, and more. You'll discover PSEG Long Island's economic development programs that offer grants, incentives, and energy efficiency opportunities designed to support local business expansion and modernization. And we'll share tips on navigating the application process to take full advantage of these valuable programs, while also sharing some real-life success stories from local businesses that have already benefited. We're joined by two incredible experts from PSEG Long Island, Christine Bryson, Economic Development Specialist at PSEG Long Island for Nassau County and the Rockaways, and she works with business customers and chambers of commerce to deliver economic development grants and incentives. She's been with the company for 13 years with experience in quality assurance, emergency planning, and account management. And Harley Spinks, our business first advocate, is dedicated to empowering local businesses by providing educational outreach, supporting energy savings and economic development initiatives, while enhancing the sustainability of small to medium-sized businesses across Long Island and the Rockaways. Welcome, Christine and Harley. Thank you for being here. And as a reminder, this is an interactive webinar, so feel free to drop your questions in the chat and we'll get to them with the experts at the end of our session. Now let's dive in and discover how you can supercharge your business. To kick us off, here's a quick look at how PSEG Long Island is actively supporting businesses like yours through the Business First program. I love that video. I hope it gave you a great introduction to how Business First is empowering businesses across Long Island. Let's get started. Christine, can you give us an overview of PSEG Long Island's economic development initiatives and how they support local businesses?
Sure. So with our economic development programs, we work with business communities of all sizes that are expanding their business, starting up a new business, or planning to make a move into our service territory. We can provide grants, incentives, bill credits, and rebates to alleviate the cost of running a business for those who qualify for our programs. We created these Business First programs in particular to promote small to medium businesses, as they make up a large percentage of businesses on Long Island and the Rockaways. We also partner with chambers and business associations to help them promote growth in their business districts as well.
That's wonderful. And how do these programs align with the broader goal of improving Long Island's economic stability and growth?
The goal of PSEG Long Island's Main Street Revitalization and Community Thrive programs is to help revitalize business districts through attracting and leveraging new capital investments. These new investments in business promote new jobs and economic development and thereby foster growth in the local business communities. We know how difficult it can be to start a business, so we're able to establish a direct relationship with them to provide financial incentives and energy efficiency rebates. At PSEG Long Island, we all live and work on Long Island and the Rockaways. We volunteer at community events throughout our territory, so we all want to see our business downtown thrive. We also sponsor growth by promoting shop local programs, campaigns rather, Mom and Pop Business Day, and we feature stories of some of these customers we work with on various platforms, helping them with name recognition.
Awesome. And Harley, the Business First program plays a big role in helping businesses navigate these resources. Can you tell us why it was launched and how long it's been available to business owners here?
That's a great question, Maureen. The original Business Customer Advocate team launched in 2016 and transitioned to the Business First team in 2024. Our primary goal is to empower local business owners by presenting energy efficiency and economic development opportunities, while also providing proactive one-on-one customer support. Our team motto is, "How can we help?" We are advocates for your commercial business account with regards to all PSEG Long Island programs, services, resources, and information.
Fabulous. And if they do email you for more information, they might even just see you, Harley, right? You're one of the advocates that goes out into the field. So I love that through line here. So let's get into these specific programs and these revitalizations that you all offer. Christine, one of the key initiatives supporting business districts is the Main Street Revitalization Program. How does it help revitalize struggling communities?
So our Main Street Revitalization Program was implemented in 2017 to encourage economic growth in our business districts. We partner with small to medium businesses that are expanding or opening a new business. We offer a grant, a Main Street grant, that's evaluated on economic and community impact, as one new business can create many new jobs and often impact the surrounding businesses by bringing new customers to their location. We look at their capital investment, project team experience, local support from community leaders, and the use of energy efficiency technologies. We can award up to $25,000 to help offset the construction costs of a renovation, and award up to $100,000 for larger businesses that also have funding from other entities. We've been able to support businesses from a small place like Romeo's Deli and Pizza in Roosevelt that just opened, to a larger place like the Argyle Theater in Babylon, which was one of our first recipients. But my favorites are the Main Street customers that have a passion for their work and make the first investment in a new career. Last year, we had Harbor Phil's Music Center in Greenlawn, Silver Dollar Pottery in Rocky Point, and the Baking Coach in Bellport all open. And all these business owners were very passionate about helping others in their community as well. So they were great to work with.
That's really unbelievable testimonials already with a program that, is still very much in motion and ramping up. So congratulations. And so if a business is considering moving into a vacant space, you also have a program for that. How does PSEG Long Island's program support them?
Yeah, the Vacant Space Revival Program aims to target empty storefronts in downtowns that can sabotage efforts to maintain a bustling, vibrant downtown scene by a cycle of disinvestment. So new customers can qualify if a space they're taking over has been vacant for more than 12 months. With a simple application, they'll receive bill credits for their first year in business. We offer this discount to help businesses adjust to all the new startup costs associated with starting a business, as the first year of business can really be very difficult.
Yes, I'm gonna start knocking on doors and hitting up people in Island Park. Our mainstream needs a little facelift for sure. There's a lot of vacancies there, so I feel like it would be so perfect for
Great. So we shall come visit.
Yes.
Come visit. That sounds good.
Yeah, and I know that you mentioned this slightly, but just to go over, what are the eligibility requirements for this program, and how are the incentives structured?
Sure. So if we're alerted of a new store opening or we receive an application, we'll stop by to meet the customer. We'll research the account and the history of businesses of that location. If the space has indeed been vacant for 12 months or longer, we'll approve their application and begin applying bill credits when the business is up and running at full capacity. So their discount is applied to the delivery portion of their bill, and it'll be 100% discount on that portion for the first 3 months, and then 75%, 50%, and 25%. So the full discount will depend on the customer's usage, but small rate 280 customers can go up to a maximum of $3,000, and medium-sized rate 281 customers can go up to $10,000.
Wow. So let's talk about those energy savings. Harley, what are some of the rebate programs businesses can take advantage of?
Well, Maureen, PSEG Long Island offers a wide range of rebate programs for the systems that drive your business on a daily basis. The rebate programs apply to things like weatherization, compressed air, lighting, HVAC, heat pumps, water heating, EV charging stations, and refrigeration, as well as many more. Now is a great time to request an assessment on lighting, as the program will end in December of 2025.
Yes, and I'm not a business owner, but as a resident, I took advantage of a lot of these PSEG Long Island rebates when I was starting out in my home. I know I did HVAC and I did the solar and the siding, and so I can account that these are worth looking into and working with your teams on. So it's really exciting. And just a reminder that lighting rebate, as you mentioned, the deadline is coming up later this year. So everyone should really get on that. And so if a business wants to assess its energy efficiency, how can they request that assessment? And is it free?
Yes, Maureen, the energy efficiency assessment is free. If you're interested in seeing if one of these programs would benefit your business, you can contact your Business First advocate or go to our PSEG Long Island business website and request an energy efficiency assessment. Many of our customers provide feedback on how pleased they were in taking advantage of these rebate programs. The rebate helps offset infrastructure upgrade costs, which ultimately increase energy efficiency, reduce monthly utility costs, and create better environments for customers and employees.
I'm gonna, spell out that email address right now, but we will have a contact card at the end of the session. But if you do want to get in touch with the Business First Advocates, it's PSEGLI-businessfirst@pseg.com. I think we have a slide coming up for everyone. So yeah, jot that down. And Christine, let's move on to another program that you offer. Oh, actually, sorry, let me jump back. So from an economic development perspective, how do these energy efficiency programs contribute to Long Island's overall business growth, Christine?
Sure. So our territory of Long Island and the Rockaways is an ever-expanding area with increased usage due to current and future technologies. So we have aggressive goals to increase energy efficiency alongside the growth of electric equipment. And by helping business customers save with energy efficiency, they can spend less money on lighting or heating and cooling. They can make use of new technologies like heat pumps and put it towards growing their business and hiring employees.
Amazing. So we've got the Main Street Revitalization Program, Vacant Space Revival Program, and then we also have a Community Thrive Program. Why don't you get into that, Christine, for us and tell us who's eligible?
We first created a beautification outdoor commerce program in 2020 during the period of COVID restrictions. So we provided grants for struggling communities to purchase outdoor heaters, tables and chairs, and lighting to help promote outdoor shopping and dining. We've revised our program every year since. Our Community Thrive program now provides up to $10,000 each year to chambers of commerce, business improvement districts, and civic associations for community projects, including items like benches, public art, welcome to signage, or perennial plantings. We'll work with these organizations to approve custom projects that benefit the entire community and help create a welcoming environment in their business district. This year, we've added a 10% bonus for all projects located in disadvantaged communities as defined by NYSERDA, which is the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority, to help build up areas that may not have equal access to the services new businesses and growing communities provide.
I love that it's not just a one-to-one with the business owner, but you really eventually see how this just impacts the whole community, the whole town, and then Long Island overall. So I like how all of that has really been thought out here.
Agreed.
Yeah, and you mentioned this slightly, but I'm just going to reiterate, for businesses in disadvantaged communities, DACs, how can they determine if they qualify for additional rebates?
Yes, this list of disadvantaged communities was created from a study by New York State to determine which communities were underserved in various categories. NYSERDA has an interactive map on their website where you can search the address for each project. This map is used to ensure that statewide programs and initiatives are directed towards these communities to promote environmental justice and equitable access to clean energy and economic development. So once an application comes in, our team will review the NYSERDA website to confirm location in a disadvantaged community, and we'll then add a 10% bonus to the Community Thrive and Main Street revitalization grants. And energy efficiency rebates now have bonuses up to an additional 25% in those areas.
So large business development, we've talked a lot about small businesses, medium-sized businesses, but large businesses do have opportunities throughout these programs as well, and working with both of you. For larger businesses, what are some incentives that are available through the business development rate? I mean, ideally, most of these businesses that start out small grow to be bigger.
For sure. We see them in all stages. So we work with larger businesses such as manufacturing plants or data centers to incentivize and help them stay and expand on Long Island and the Rockaways. These businesses create dozens of jobs or even hundreds of new jobs for current and future generations. So customers that use substantial amounts of electricity may be qualified for our PSEG Long Island Business Development Rate, which provides a discount on the customer's usage for 5 years. We also partner with New York State Empire State Development, who provides tax credits for approved businesses creating new jobs in their New York State Excelsior Jobs program. We can then provide discounts on their demand charges on their electric bill for up to 10 years. And we work with New York Power Authority to get customers enrolled in their New York Recharge program, where customers may get a percentage of their power generated from hydropower at a reduced rate.
Fantastic. And Harley, if a business is looking for guidance on the best energy efficiency practices, you have business advocates available for an initial meeting, and then there's a resource center and toolkit available. Is that right?
Yes, Maureen, the Business First Advocate will visit any non-managed small and medium-sized business and discuss all PSEG Long Island programs and services, as well as provide general information about their account. We can provide information that summarizes our programs and services to help answer any of the questions. If you'd like to pursue a program, we can assist with the application submission process or put you in touch with one of our departmental experts. You can also visit our Business First website, which will provide details on pursuing PSEG Long Island programs and services. This site can walk you through several application processes, as well as provide more information about energy efficiency and economic development opportunities. We are your personal resource to assist with anything related to PSEG Long Island programs and services.
And what is that website? Let's call it out. Is it PSEG Long Island businessfirst.com?
It's PSEGLINY.com/business-first.
That's PSEGLINY.com/business-first. All right. It's good to note too, we have this Long Island Choice program underway, almost in our finals. So if you are a Long Island Choice participant, we encourage you to book this complimentary assessment to learn more about how your energy management could be helped with these solutions. PSEG Long Island makes the process stress-free, as we're hearing. So get on it, our Long Island Choice winners, finalists, and all of the above. So Christine, when businesses are ready to apply for these economic development incentives, what does the application process look like? Let's break it down a little bit.
Sure. And, while the BFAs may work with many businesses on new service applications, I specialize in applications for economic development programs. So I'm going to mention again, we do have a great website where business customers can find the full details and links for all of our business applications. If they go to the PSEG Long Island Business First website, On that page, they'll find, section on energy efficiency assessments and rebates. They'll find revitalizing communities, which includes all of our economic development programs. And then there's, building renovation services, new accounts for all the many, touch points where one of our business customers would be interacting with us. So once an application comes to the economic development team, we contact the customer, we work through any additional paperwork needed so that we can present their application to the committee and approve their application before they've opened their doors to the public. So we establish a lasting relationship with these business customers and love to celebrate their success stories with ribbon cuttings, press releases, and social media stories.
That's amazing. I love that you all are a part of these milestones and moments too, even when, the ribbon cutting's ahead. So Harley, what are some common mistakes businesses might make? What are some things that we should look out for and avoid?
Well, Maureen, the most common mistakes businesses make when submitting applications are: 1, information not filled out properly on the application; 2, supporting documents not attached to the application; 3, improper form of deposit funds; and number 4, visiting a PSEG Long Island location that may or may not accept applications and deposits. Our business website identifies which locations will accept applications and deposits, as well as which locations have kiosks. The application process can be challenging, but your Business First advocate can assist you through the whole process. Whatever we can't answer can be answered by the teams that we work with. We strongly encourage our customers to use our resources for anything related to their PSEG Long Island account.
Let's throw up that slide again with the contact information. I know we had a viewer asking for the website to be placed in the chat too, so we'll take care of that. But the email address we have a slide for, so we'll pull that up. Here you go. I'll let everyone take a moment, write that down. I know we've covered a lot of valuable information today on how PSEG Long Island's programs can help businesses save money, enhance efficiency, and drive growth. And so now we're really encouraging you to open up the chat. We have some questions that have come through, so I'm going to start going through them, but please drop any questions in the chat and we'll go from there. Before we get into the chat, Harley, Christine, anything else you wanted to, cover, reiterate?
Yeah, I'll just jump in real quick. I had 2 stories about 2 small businesses that I met recently, and they had energy efficiency studies done. A local bagel store in Patchogue took advantage of our lighting rebate program. Their out-of-pocket expense was minimal. The lighting was much improved for customers and employees, and their monthly bill went down. They were thrilled that they were able to upgrade their lighting at such a low cost to them. On a separate note, on the HVAC side, I had a small company up in Port Jefferson who had very aged HVAC systems on their roof. They upgraded to new energy efficiency system, and the change was phenomenal. They're able to maintain the environment at a much lower cost. They needed less repairs and maintenance and had the ability to control the programs remotely. And a side note as well is sometimes we have landlords that will assist with the actual business owner to offset some of the costs because it's a win-win for the renter as well as the landlord. So it's always a good idea for the business owner to consider talking to the landlord, because usually there's a way for everybody to make out good in these type of situations.
That's a really, really good point. Christine, I know you mentioned some towns and some main streets, but maybe we can hear those again, some places on Long Island that you've been working with that, you can already see the evidence of these programs.
Yeah, I mean, we all know some of the neighborhoods that really boomed over the last few years. There's the Farmingdale and Patchogue, Port Washington. There's a lot of really thriving communities, but I know there's a lot of other communities that are trying hard to get to that level. I speak to the woman at Baldwin all the time. They've been putting out some beautiful potted planters and, just some beautiful things in Malvern. I think their art walk starts soon, so they have whole neighborhood, sorry, whole neighborhood is decorated with the flags, and all people actually, it's a neat event. They all come out to see the art, but they place all art in the businesses. So you have to go in and out of 100 different
Oh, I love
businesses,
that.
So people just like, it's very sweet. People in chambers of commerce, they just have a section for their neighborhood. So they really come up with some nice ideas for engagement.
I love that. Well, thank you for sharing those. As I mentioned, I'm going to get to the chat now. So I have some questions pulled up here. How do I access my business first account? That's a pretty important, pretty important question. We go on that website, but then, what all can someone see once they're in that account?
If they go into the account, they can actually look at their day-to-day usage, their bills, the histories for the monthly usage. So there's a lot of information that is available to them that will help them direct the business moving forward. It's all included in our Business First website. So they can log on, create an account, and we also have an app that they can utilize, which will show some of the information that they'd like to see as well.
Perfect, thank you. How much money do I have to spend to get these rebates?
Well, I'll say that from the standpoint of getting the energy assessment, that process is all free. What happens is the customer can request an assessment, just like I spoke earlier, either online or through the Business First Advocate. The BFA, if chosen, will visit the business and review the conditions of the systems the customer would like to replace. The BFA will then submit an application for an energy assessment. The customer will then receive a list of prime efficiency partners where you will request an in-depth overview of your business electric use. They will provide an estimate to upgrade to the high efficiency systems, which will include all rebate amounts from PSEG Long Island. Up to this point, everything is free. The next step would be for the customer to decide if he wants to move ahead with the project or not move ahead. But the whole first portion of that process is free to the customer. There are no costs.
Good to know. We have a pretty specific town requesting some support. A question is, would business in Rockville Center qualify for the community drive program? I don't know if you can answer that. I'm sure it takes an assessment, but how would a town figure out, whether they qualify?
Yeah, I mean, we give community grants to all of the neighborhoods in our territory. So the only areas that we don't provide grants to are not our customers. So there's a few towns throughout Long Island that are not PSEG Long Island customers. So those communities we actually would not provide that to. So I believe Rockville Center is one of them. So Freeport and Greenport, they're not our customers. So like we wouldn't give Con Ed customers grants. We give it to our own communities.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And so what if I don't know who my Business First advocate is? Should they have contacted me by now?
They can send an email to the PSEG Long Island Business First at pseg.com and just indicate that they would like to have a visit by their Business First advocate. And once we get that information, it'll be sent out to the proper individual that handles that territory. An appointment will be made, and somebody will be out there to go over the whole electric system and discuss any issues or problems related to their account.
Great. They might see you out there. And can we just go over how long it might take? We should pull up the email address again on our slide so people know how to get in touch. But yeah, about, what are the time frames in which people are, hearing back from you, just so they can anticipate and plan a little bit better?
Usually the information is disseminated to the team quite rapidly. So you could expect to hear from one of our Business First advocates within 24 to 48 hours.
That's awesome. Let's see, what else do we have? Do BFAs, Business First Advocates, walk me through choosing a prime efficiency partner?
Typically, we don't get involved in the choice, but what we do is you'll receive a listing of prime contractors, typically 3, and you'll have the opportunity to ask those contractors to come in and perform that assessment. You can request 1, you can request 2, and you can request 3. That would be up to the individual business owners. Once they get the information they want from the contractors, then it'll be a decision that they have to make whether they want to move forward or not.
That makes sense. I'm going to take a break, let some more questions collect. Any more testimonials or maybe projects underway that you both are really excited about?
Well, Christine and I have been working a lot with the Chamber of Commerce's in Nassau County, and we've had a lot of interaction with small and medium-sized business, a lot discussing Christine's programs. And actually, one of the Chamber of Commerce events, I wound up speaking to a gentleman who owns 10 different business locations on Long Island, and they're going to be requesting energy efficiency assessments at every one of those locations. So he's got an opportunity to take some buildings that he rents and in some cases owns and actually improve the HVAC units and the lighting while utilizing PSEG Long Island rebates. So he's very excited about that process.
Yeah, and I have a couple of nice projects coming up in my territory. I think there's a big where an old hip medical center was located in Hicksville on 107. They've created a beautiful storefront with about 15 different stores. It should be opening within the first week. So Hicksville Commons, I believe, is what it was. And, you know, just from what it looked like before, I think it was probably abandoned 10 years, that building. And now it's going to be so beautiful. One of the fun ones I have, which is going to get some Main Street and vacant space, is Bricks and Minifigs in Lindenhurst. So they opened up their dream business of having Legos that people can buy, sell, trade, and now people actually can come in and use it for therapy for all different situations. They have all sorts of classes and camps, and just it's a beautiful thing that so many people come throughout the area apparently and trade in their Legos or just sort through their buckets and buckets of loose Legos. So you just meet right so many different so many different businesses with so many different ideas, and she uses the Legos as actual therapy for some customers. So really some sweet stories that we come across.
Wonderful. Yeah. This is a good question for you, Christine. How can I get you to present to the Chamber of Commerce, or talk a little bit about like that, integration and that partnership, both for the business owner, but then you as well?
Yes. So in economic development, we actually have 3 people. I cover Nassau County and the Rockaways, and Linda Herman covers Western Suffolk, and Alex Alice covers Eastern Suffolk. So we all send out emails to all of the chambers of commerce and receive back, feedback all over the place. We go to Nassau County. We're all Nassau and Suffolk County for all of that. So we're out there pretty regularly, but feel free to email us and request a presentation. We've been doing that the last few weeks because we just released our program in February, but we're happy to come to any chamber. We usually partner up with the Business First Advocate so they get both ends of the services that we can provide.
And this is just actually a question for me to piggyback off of that. So is there any like premeditated planning that a business owner should be doing already with their Chamber of Commerce ahead of this? Or is it, it kind of...
Yeah, I mean, what seems to work best is in communities where the Chamber of Commerce recognizes it early and alerts us to them and then to us, and we start our conversation. So I think some of the best, coordination is with those active chambers of commerce, that they know when there's vacant spaces. They know what's getting a permit and doing a big restoration. So it really is a nice cycle for all of us. And of course, they participate in the ribbon cuttings and often, implement them. We certainly work with each other.
a pretty critical partnership because a lot of times they know what's ahead, they know what their residents and the people, the, you know, potential business owners have in, you know, are dreaming of. And so I think that's like a very amazing partnership that you already embedded with those chambers of commerce
Yeah,
to
yeah.
bring this to life.
And it's
Oh, go ahead.
good to see it. Good to see it before it starts, right? As sometimes a business is
Right.
done and then they hear about it. So, you know, we're happy to get this before all this starts up so we can have everything ready for them when they open.
There's no, for a new business, say my business opened up a month ago, is there anything retroactive they could do? I guess some of the lighting, no, it's all before an opening.
It is,
Good.
or we would be quite busy running around
Yeah,
finding all of them.
that
Yeah.
is true. That is true. You have to
Yeah.
make stations somewhere. What are the territories for the business first advocate? Because we discussed Christine's territories and how that works. But yeah, Harley, would you let us know what the territories are?
Yeah, we have a team of business first advocates. We have several that handle all of Suffolk County, and then we have several that handle Nassau County. Many instances, many of the teammates will go out and actually handle territories in the absence of one of the teammates. But we have several that handle both counties. They're accessible for on-site calls. Like I say, we can usually get a BFA out to a business if they have questions within 24 to 48 hours. If it's an emergency situation, it could be 24 hours, but we're very reactive, we're proactive. We're sending out information on a regular basis to customers just to alert them of our Business First program and also to bring them up to date on the different programs and services that PSEG Long Island actually provides.
And just in general, what types of businesses are you working with as of late? I imagine it
Well,
runs the gamut.
you know what? You walk down to Main Street in any community, and we're working with every business that's on that street, whether it's a mom and pop shop, even a little bit larger chain link store. We visit every store in the communities, and if we can't visit them personally, we are trying to interact with emails, phone calls. So we're always trying to reach out to be there for them. We drop off to customers these little commercial blue cards that we call, and they have important information on them. That gives them important information as far as phone numbers to have. It also explains how to use our mobile app and be able to get text alerts and information about your billing. So there's a lot of interaction that we're doing just walking down Main Street and visiting every business that's on the street.
Fantastic. This is a good question. I mean, they've all been excellent questions, I have to say. I really appreciate how engaged everyone's been, but this is a really good detail to point out. So what is a small business? What's a medium-sized business? And then what would technically be a large-sized business? Because we referred to those three tiers earlier.
Sure. Yeah. So when someone opens up a business account, we do have a commercial rate booklet, and it depends on their usage. So typically a new business customer is assigned the same electric rate as the previous tenant there in that space, but it all depends on their usage. So small businesses use, you know, for this amount, medium businesses use this bracket of amount, and then large businesses use a lot of energy. So there's a lot of other triggers for, you know, demand charges and things like that. So they typically know before business starts, but, you know, sometimes someone can move into a space that wasn't used as much, and then they, you know, had a recent brewery moved in, and of course they used a lot more usage, so their rate did go up. So it is like, it's important that it's very detailed in that booklet so people are aware of what their rate would be.
So just to clarify, business size is dictated on use and
Yes.
not necessarily number of employees or workers. That makes sense too. Yeah.
Agreed 100%.
So this is a good one too. Do all of the programs have funding year round, or is it more of a first come, first serve situation?
Yes. So recently our Main Street vacant space has been rolling throughout. Every year our Chamber of Commerce program does stop at some point towards the end of the year. For many reasons, you know, budget, and even just, you know, we don't want all the applications in September through December, so we try and spread them earlier in the year, you know. We do budgets for these programs, but, you know, we hope to have them go throughout the year. Chamber of Commerce is one in particular. We do let those chambers know that please take advantage the first half of the year to make sure you get your program.
That makes
And
sense.
Maureen,
And
on
oh yeah, go ahead.
the rebate side, we did mention earlier that the lighting rebates go away in December, but typically we're always replacing rebate programs with new programs, such as now EV charging stations. They have incentives. So as certain programs go away, new ones come up as they're available. So, but right now, all the HVAC and everything, there's no deadline on any of those rebate programs. It's really just lighting right now for December 2025.
Right, because that program's wrapping up.
Yep.
I have a question here. I'm not sure I'm clear on it, but I'll try to, if I have an account with PSEG, maybe this is in response to, you've inherited a brick and mortar basically from a previous business owner. So I have an account with PSEG Long Island. How do I know you can reach me? Perhaps as a new business owner, maybe that's the case. I don't know.
Typically, when a business sets up a business account, they'll have a contact phone number and a contact email address, and we can reach out to any of those customers via either one. On a regular basis, we are trying to email. We're trying to get as many email addresses as possible so we can announce our new programs and make sure that customers are aware of the great rebate programs that we're offering. So typically when they sign up, they're giving us a good contact phone number, a business contact phone number, and then possibly an email address as well.
Yeah, that question is probably relevant to landlords too, because the landlord might hold the account, but a business owner within might want to get, called.
Agreed, and I would suggest they certainly email that general, business first email. Let us know they're opening their email and phone contacts. We also have a great business newsletter, so once they get on our email list, they're going to get that, and that's going to constantly be giving them stories about other businesses and access to, a lot of our programs and rebates.
Great. Let's throw that email address up there one more time, or maybe probably 2 or 3 more times, but it's really, really critical first step for all of us to take advantage of this. We have a question. I live in Hempstead. Who should I expect to contact me? I think, again, reach out to this email address, go on your website, and the appropriate territory BFA will touch base with you. This is a good one. Sometimes we're not always talking about like Main Street businesses. How do LLCs fall into these programs? Does your business have to be a certain size to qualify? We covered that a little bit, but are there any benefits for those? No, right? I didn't think so. Yeah.
No.
No,
not at all. Any type of business, we're happy to do, any business. They do send us their W-9, so we have, the official recorded name of the business so that we can provide them the rebate or the incentive.
Right. It all plays into those assessments. So let's see. We covered that. I mean, are there any other stories that have come to mind? That anything else maybe that we want to cover? We have a few more minutes here.
Well, as Christine mentioned earlier, we like to highlight the fact that we volunteer at a lot of events on Long Island, and we try to engage with the communities so that we can be part of it, we can network, we can also provide whatever financial assistance to small businesses in the area. But we do a lot of volunteer work, and we like to highlight that because it's a very important aspect of what PSEG Long Island does.
Yeah, a great thought there. We do island harvest campaigns, and we help veterans events, and really the entire company, our company promotes us to do this volunteer work. So it certainly keeps us busy.
I got my free tree in Eisenhower Park last year. I was very excited about that. So yes, you can always see kids. I feel like wherever you go, you see you guys and how much you give back to the community. So it is really wonderful. I think this program and all of its layers are just super valuable, and you make it a pretty simplified process to get at least just started. Oh, this is a good one. I think this is relevant to the LLC. If I have a home business, could I apply for residential rebates? That's where I would go for that one, I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
so they would,
on,
go ahead, Arlie.
on the residential side, they have their own rebate programs, but they would have to contact one of the assessors that do residential assessments. That's separate from the commercial side, but we do have a residential number. If somebody would like to look into that, they can email us at that email address, psegli-businessfirst@pseg.com, and we can let them know the email address to check into that and actually contact somebody on the residential side for energy assessment for residential.
That's a really good question. A lot of people are doing that nowadays, especially.
Mhm.
The email address is also in the chat. We've dropped that in. We've put it up on the screen a few more times. Christine, sorry, did I cut you off? Did you have anything
No.
there? Or you're good? Okay, I didn't know. All right. Well, I'll ask, any other questions, feel free to drop them. Otherwise, let's throw that slide up one more time. And if you would remind us, Harley or Christine, of the website as well, that would be great.
Yep, it's www.psegli.com/business first.
Wonderful. We'll get that slide up. And then I just have to say, Christine and Harley, thank you both so much for sharing all of your insights, your time, and to our audience for joining us. We have our experts' contact information again now on the screen. So if you have any further questions or need assistance, feel free to always reach out to PSEG Long Island. Again, that's PSEG-businessfirst@pseg.com. And we'd just like to thank you again for your partnership, PSEG Long Island. You support Long Island businesses to thrive, and we're very, very grateful for that here at the Herald. So thank you. And everyone have a wonderful day, and we'll be promoting our upcoming webinars in the paper and online, so look out for the next session. But this was really an amazing first one. So thank you, Harley and Christine.
Mhm.
Hope to see you
Thank you.
soon out there in the wild on Long Island in our communities. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Maureen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Care.